Hey everyone, my first video got taken down, then I successfully appealed before it got taken down again. So I think it's important that we do a part 3. And let's start with Mike. He says, still trying to push the narrative, huh? Mike, let me tell you a story. This idea of altering our climate by changing our atmospheric chemistry has been around since the late 1880s. In fact, oil companies knew about it before the general public did. This is an article from Scientific American. In the 1970s and 80s, Exxon employed scientists to start their own research program. This was the first large-scale study and modeling of its kind. Their senior scientist is on record saying, quote, "In the first place, there is a general scientific agreement that the most likely manner in which mankind is influencing the global climate is through carbon dioxide release from the burning of fossil fuels." No surprise, Exxon execs didn't like that, so they began a campaign of confusion. They started something called the Global Climate Coalition. There was a memo that came out that said something like, "Victory will be achieved when the average person is uncertain about climate science." Unfortunately, it obviously worked very well in the US and even overseas. It kept China and India from signing the Kyoto Protocol in 1998, which eventually led them to becoming some of the largest global polluters. So Exxon knew, and instead of changing or just doing nothing, they spent millions of dollars to confuse us while ramping up their operations. Half of the greenhouse gas emissions in our atmosphere came after 1988. Let's talk about modeling. Craig said, based on models that are only as accurate as the beliefs of the people who wrote and input the variables. I wonder if Craig knows who coded the models, has any objections to their credentials, or knows what a quasi-geostrophic potential vorticity equation is. I'd guess not. We just talked about how Exxon was modeling in the 70s and 80s. Let's talk about who does it now. We've got NASA, NOAA, top universities, and a global community of scientists who are working on climate modeling. And there's a consensus. No matter what the consensus is, there's still climate illiteracy. Take this for example. Chuck commented, when someone says most likely, it just means they're making things up. Chuck, I think you have it backwards. When someone speaks in absolutes, that's when you need to question them. Probability is the nature of science. So I can't sit here and say with 100% confidence that human emissions are the cause of our global warming, but I can say that it is extremely likely based on the science. But I guess if you're employed, you're compromised. Sean says, you are a paid individual that we can't trust. Okay, look. I've worked for 4 different companies over the course of 15 years, and not a single time did anyone tell me what I can or cannot say, what my forecast should or should not be. Everything you hear from me here on television has been 100% of my own volition and my own beliefs rooted in science. People oftentimes think that TV is more glamorous than it is. I promise you, it is not. The graphics, the forecast, the work, it's all 100% mine.